Hello everyone, tonight we're back to playing Age of Wonders 4 as a new DLC just came out, out today. And in particular, this DLC is gonna let me bring back an old friend. Let's see, first of all, you need to start a new game. Okay, so it looks like we can't do the campaign because the character we're making tonight is by definition a wizard king. So if the Rise of the God Eater campaign requires you to be playing as an ascended champion, can't really do that. So instead we pull up the realm generator. Which is a little tool that I made. And they'll probably link in the description if you're watching on YouTube. Actually, I should be able to. Here's how I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna add a browser source. Since it is something that is hosted online, I can just do that. Like, really, I could have done that with. Okay, so now how do I get it to not be transparent? Apps. Removing the custom CSS? No. Oh, it doesn't look like it. I think it's just simply that the page doesn't have a defined background color, so. Well, let me just fix that real quick. Alright, there we go. Just give it refresh. Alright, barren oceans, no specific climate, wildlands, and optionally the Pretender Kings. Oh, and crystalline abundance. And corruptions and crystalline abundance. Geography is barren oceans. No climate trait, so it is distinct from the vast desert that Alaxia tried to conquer. Is wildlands. Probably not gonna go Pretender Kings. There are also. Oh, volcanic eruptions and a crystalline abundance. Oh, there we go. That's it's the very second one. Oh, mana resource nodes and pickups are abundant. Yeah, I should really, actually bother to name these places, but I don't really have a specific system for doing that. Factions. I think since Kruz has hit history with some of the rulers that have been in previous his Age Wonders games, I'll probably leave it at to picking from the existing rulers.
Here, you have the unique ability to create your empire and the people living in it.
In fact, since I was doing some reading on some of the lore. Oh, Tempest is here apparently. He's could be neat if he's around. However, it doesn't look like. Which, yeah, this could be perhaps a campaign thing or something. But it doesn't look like it in this selection. In Nimue or 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 Mr. Dickens are around. Like, actually, out of these, but the only one that Necros does have a history with is Tempest. Maybe let's actually have it generate rulers. I'll just go into custom faction and basically my plan for Kruz's faction is to basically roll a d4, 1 through 3 being each being assigned to one of the races that he has like a history with, namely the orcs, the goblins, and of course his own lizard men. And on a 4 we go full random for the faction, and that's just who Kruz finds to lead as he returns to Athla. Alright, and that's a 3. I listed Lizardman as the 3rd. So we will be going with Lizardmen.
What is your people's form?
Right, Lizard Folk. But you see, I was, I looked for Nimue as one of the pre-generated rulers for a specific reason, because apparently, according to my reading of some of the lore from previous games, she basically did genocide of the Lizardmen. So basically, our faction, since we rolled lizards, I'm thinking this is basically whatever remains of the lizardmen after the uh, after oh, what happened. Let's see, the lizardmen in Age of Wonders 1 don't really have a history of being poisonous. Actually, let me pull up like the stats for the lizardmen. Which, with the barren oceans trait, it, I was originally thinking we would grab water adaptation, but maybe not. Maybe they're in a barren ocean region specifically because that way maybe they can't get drowned in a flood again. Which apparently, based on the Age of Wonders 1 wiki, Kruz is a pretty abnormal lizard man. Because it says here, in combat, lizardmen fight in unorganized groups, relying heavily on frontal assaults. Lizardmen are extremely aggressive and prefer melee combat to missile attacks. One of their most devastating tactics is to cross bodies of water and launch surprise attacks on unsuspecting seas. Like, Kruz very much does launch surprise attacks, but he doesn't do melee usually. He's an archer assassin. If this were a group that Kruz had managed to mold fully to his own designs, they'd probably have like elusive or sneaky. But honestly, cold-blooded seems pretty good, especially considering how much I hated being routed. Actually, roll, let's say a d8. Not 8 Kruz is like meddled with their culture some. 4, okay, so we're gonna keep these pretty close to how lizardmen were depicted in the original Age of Wonders. Which probably means swapping out the poisonous trait because there's not really much of a history of the lizardmen using poison. Let's have like the basilisk unit perhaps. I mean that I think mostly just uses turning things to stone. Yeah, most of the lizardmen's use of poison seems to come from not lizards. Maybe something like hardy, or resilient, or resistant, or resolute, or tough. To represent, these are descended from survivors of a literal genocide. Defense mode grants +2 defense and some +2 resistance. So the resilient is +3 status resistance. Tough is protection from physical attacks. Could also potentially just go strong. Since Blizzards have historically he favored melee and just like pure physical damage. Now let's go resilient.
In this step, you will pick your people's culture, which defines your starting units and economy.
And let's see, a hierarchic society wherein lords, ladies, and knights reign over peasants, all stand together in battle when their fertile realm is threatened. Highly developed society whose members strive for harmony when threatened, however, they wield their guiding light as a weapon. People who thrive in war and aggression, and they value strength and prefer to charge head-on into bloody battles. I'm gonna say roll a d6, and on a 6, the lizards changed enough from how they once were to actually change away from, you know, being barbarians. That's a 4, so oh yeah, we're going barbarian lizards, which is good because I've pretty much planned like since the DLC launched that Prez is probably gonna lean a bit into chaos and nature.
What defines their society?
So let's see. Probably ruthless raiders. Well, I mean, the lizards are generally neutral. Probably not any of the traits that affect your alignment. Could go prolific swarmers. And their strength and fast population growth in overwhelming numbers. Believe both on the spiritual power of life and in the value of a good banquet. They murder without remorse, more interested in loot and plunder than right or wrong. Yeah, maybe we do go Ruthless Raiders. Like, that's part of how the lizards have changed over the years. Theoretically, they could be ancient wise ones, I suppose. No, since, you know, they've been around since the first age. Experienced seafarers probably isn't going to be that useful. Hmm. The main use of magic is so they're shamans. And which draw power from the cycle of life and death. Death in the ocean. Draw their abilities from the energy of the sea and the constant cycle of life and death present in lizard man habitats. Yeah, maybe they will be prolific swarmers. Yeah, just go all in on chaos.
Choose your first tome of magic.
And naturally, Krez's first tome will be the Tome of Evolution. And I'm thinking basically, because, you know, this kind of had, because, you know, the whole draconian thing.
What is your ruler's origin?
And Wizard King origin.
Revealed.
Next run, I'll probably go for a Dragon Lord. Physical form is lizard. Krez is a dude, but doesn't have that kind of like K-Rool-esque physique. I mean, we can have him be really tall, but honestly, I think he's kind of, feel like he's kind of on the small side. Let me just pull up the only reference image that exists is of what Krez actually looks like. All right, there we go. We've got a reference image. Let's remove the skin decoration, like getting in the way of viewing. The different scale colorations. This seems to be pretty close to the original Age of Wonders Lizardman Green. Like, I think that pose suits him. Naturally, weapon's gonna be the bow. Gotta change the head to something that looks kind of similar to the portrait. This seems to be as close as we're getting. And get those nice amber eyes going. believe there's... Yeah, there we go. There's like the one variation of the mohawk that has like the fins. And the crown can stay because in his original portrait he's wearing a crown. Unfortunately, they didn't include an egg. At least not for Wizard Kings. Well, he's visibly wearing a cape of some variety in the portrait. Like a cape, cloak, or robe. I guess that's pretty close. Which unfortunately it doesn't look like we can change the color. Or unless it can be changed by changing this. Yeah, there we go. You know, a nice emerald green. That ended up changing the wrong option. And a little bit there. Gotta find whatever will looks like it'll be best suited for running around and sniping people. Honestly, this could work. Yeah, it's complete with a sword that he doesn't use. Yeah, I'd say that's good enough. And I suppose we adjust his companions to be roughly similar. That's just we can't give them the mohawk. So that this is gonna have to be close enough. Also to include a frog option for mounts. Like not even as like an exotic mount trait. It is just not there.
Your journey begins.
Chaos Prince is a rad title. Let's go with that. Pain Chatter, Boundless, Extravagant, Will Crusher. or Vexful, Blood Drinker. How about honestly, Claw could be good. Just give him a surname, name after all this time. Honestly, I think an epithet that fits him better. We can't put a comma in there to make it look nicer. Now it's just a matter of figuring out a good name for our faction. Killing Warriors could work. Not Reptilian Survivors. That should be good. Let's let's have the possibility of like Carissa or Tempest being in the mix.
Your journey starts here. What is your people's form? Reveal yourself.
Kind of wanna muck about with the symbol a little bit more. Yeah, there we go.
This journey begins.
Right now we've just gotta wait for the realm to generate. New ruler emerges, explore your surroundings, and expand your domain. Prepare to face your rivals and become the master of this realm. Your choices will shape the new age of wonders. We've got youthful rejuvenation and Song of the Reckless. That's our initial magic. I saw a video that recommends that you send your scouts initially off following roads. You use your ruler's party to fight the things in your immediate domain. got Wyvern fledglings, Inferno puppies, Vampire Spider hatchling, and Spirit Hawks. Warriors in the front.
Skirmisher unit, which is flexible and uses both ranged and melee attacks.
And Thunderous towards the back. Probably put the shaman in the middle. We gotta move Cruz a little bit closer. Things are going well so far. And we can finish the difference off potentially, except because of Grays, we didn't. These poor guys are just getting ganged up on. Potentially, maybe we can take these birds out. Doing that freed up our shamans. Let's heal these guys a little bit. That helps them survive the fight. It's like some of the enemy units are moving their attention elsewhere. And the game's momentarily freezing, hopefully not crashing. That would be kind of lame. Really? Age of Wonders 4 has shut down due to an unexpected graphics driver error. I think that was a thing when I booted up the game earlier just to mess around. And with the new customization options. This is the first time that it's happened, you know, when I was doing something I actually cared about. The last time it happened, it hadn't even loaded the initial cutscene yet. Might be a sign that I need to, check for updates on my graphics drivers. At least it's saved. It's even letting me just resume the combat. That right where we left off just about. Right, and finish off the puppies. Now all that remains is the spiders. They're kind of a big problem because they keep healing. But I mean, we're managing to, kill them faster than they can heal. It's that arcane research. Learned how to summon a wyvern fledgling. Right, rot steak. The battle ritual site, shrine, storehouse, vendor, and workshop. Up are our options, I believe. I believe the video I watched recommended they start with the food first. Because, faster population growth means expanding the city faster, which means being able to being nefarious Fangvale. Chief Dismar or Bone Mauler, or the Fracy of Fangvale, greets you with a wily smile. Salutations, Chaos Prince, Cruz the Silent Death. Your reputation precedes you. It pleases us to meet a Chaos Prince who shares our convictions. Nevertheless, we ask you to respect Fangvale's independence. Assess whether the kindred spirits of Fangvale are worthy of your attention. Yeah, let's give her a Whispering Stone. And let's start thinking about where we went and to place our second city. We've got pastures, some gold veins, needs a mana node. Nothing super special. Like I think with the gold vein, the iron deposit and the pastures at least will be easily annexed by a rot stake. And the pastures and this iron deposit here, this gold vein here, will probably end up being annexed by Fangvale. Probably like maybe over this way somewhere. Or we would have went into to think about expanding to. NPC army of Marauder Guard. I'm gonna think about replacing some of those lost units. Meanwhile, I think that's as far as this scout can go down this road without first getting open borders with Fangvale. So let's start exploring over this way. Hey, since there's a road that wraps around here. So small monster den. I'm not quite ready to. Rainbow Clover, that could be something. Since it's a magic material, this one has relations with the three cities and rulers. So maybe we set up another next city to be able to annex that. And before we worry about building another city, we should probably first get these enemy units that's off the land of the one we have, and graphics driver error again. Clearly, I need to do some tech stuff real quick. So I will be right back. Alright, seems to be back up and running. Things, let's see if Age of Wonders will work properly now. If it crashes again, I might just pivot to something else. Also, for the next 2 hours. Yeah, maybe some GeoGuessr or something. Yeah, that's my usual go-to for when this is my usual go-to for when stream is not working out right. Yeah, Thankfully, game seems to frequently autosave. Okay, so we're not losing too much. That's mostly just time. I'm dealing with tech issues. Prioritize ones that are threatening Incrust first. That Crust will be free to fire off his arrows. This means I'll have to do some stitching to get this the stream to be all in one piece. But yeah, we can probably just cut out some of the tech problem stuff. Yeah, I can just cut out the BRB from downloading the new drivers. And, you know, if you're watching on YouTube, it's like nothing ever happened. But if I succeed in the endeavor. We're losing a lot of good lizards to just some pigs. I believe one of our culture traits gave us. We've got rune leggings and a wand of healing from that culture trait. Oh, and Crow's leveled up. I can go for Bloodlust, Defense 1, Fighting 1, Primal Mark, or Sprint. Or Channel Power, Lightning Evoker, Magecraft, Resistance 1, Inspiring Leader, Restore, Shepherd, or Vigor 1. Let's see, none of these. Okay, Archery 2 can be picked up if you learned a warfare skill. Ooh, you know what? Bloodlust, warfare, or novice hero skill. When this unit kills, heal 10 temporary hit points and gain +1 strengthened. Yeah, let's go for that then. That will let us pick up archery next level. Oh, unit regains 1 action when killing another unit. Works once per turn. That sounds real good. Because you know, unfortunately, you know, Prez's old strategy of just climb up city walls if needed and assassinate the enemy leader doesn't work anymore because as the mechanics don't just have you lose if your leader dies anymore. Let's build a forest garrison, storehouse. Those will build faster with that. I guess we replace those 2 units we lost. Alright, now just select new research. Slither hatchling. Draconic vitality or primal mark. You know, let's earn draconic vitality. Start summoning a wyvern fledgling. We can get our first Empire development skill. We'll Call of Chaos Empire skill. Defeating an infestation grants you a unit based on the infestation defeated. Maybe we've got a couple nearby infestations. Oh. Yeah, that's a different kind of infestation than I was expecting. I thought it was just going to be another like small monster den, but apparently over here is a dragon's lair. So this might not be the best place to needs to try and build a city either. Well, since this is boosted, we might as well build the battle ritual site. Get that +5 knowledge income and plus 10 draft income. Yeah, I think we might want to just move. During negotiations, Chief Mar Bone Mauler of Fangvale unexpectedly demands that you share your wisdom and lore with her. The words of Chief Mar Bone Mauler betray her ambition. I confess I seek your tutelage in the ways of magic. I can advance my aspiration through your generosity and compassion. Knowledge is what I desire, O Chaos Prince Cruz the Silent Death. I would become a powerful ally to your cause. What say you, my Chaos Prince? Will you grant me access to your troves of knowledge? Gain 6 with Fangfail and reach pact of cooperation immediately. Yeah, let's go for that. That means that we now have open borders. So we can continue on down this road rather than the one that leads to a dragon's lair. We can annex another province. Let's see, the granary wants 2 foresters. Forester and a quarry. 1 quarry. Need 5 population. 1 farm. Farm and 1 farm. Well, let's go farm perhaps. Yeah, farm should be good. Because that lets us build a vendor and workshop a lot faster. I'm kind of surprised that it didn't make me restart to on my computer when I installed the new drivers. You might want to go for the let's queue up the town hall and maybe in the next 6 turns we'll have enough population and to boost it. Right, let's see what can we boost next. Quarry and conduit, quarry and forester, 2 quarries, 1 quarry and 1 mine, 2 foresters, 2 farms, 1 quarry, need 2 farms, 2 farms, and no option to boost at all. Looks like perhaps we're going either quarry or farm. Let's go quarry. Since that's gonna speed it up even things that aren't boosted by having more quarries, just by the fact that we have more production. Right, and we're getting fruitful null integration. Founding or absorbing cities takes -2 turns. Newly founded or absorbed cities gain +1 population. That sounds useful, especially once we finally find somewhere to actually settle a second city. So far, we're just not finding any good spots. And I believe this might be the coast. I think maybe we do something about this monster den. And to make sure that they don't start attacking. Summoning another wyvern fledgling. Well, I mean, there is a road that goes through the sand, and so maybe it's just a normal desert and not a desert that was once ocean. All right, this is gonna be the big test on whether or not updating the drivers fix the problem. Because it's usually been happening in combat. Well, like I said, the first time I saw that happen, the game had not even finished starting yet. Like it just kind of happened before even and it then started the introductory cutscene. I gotta get a little bit closer. Might as well go for the guy that the 100% chance hands of being hit. These poor lizards getting pinned by literally everything all at once. That's not exactly what I was planning on having you do, but no, but it worked. Naturally, we want Prez to get his 8 kills where he can, and to proc his bloodlust. Yeah, that wasn't a crash. It's a, the animations just seem to stop for a moment. I probably could have saved that unit because I've got youthful rejuvenation. And just one arrow directly into the last warg. So we got 92 food, a ring of escape, and a razorback. The razorback is our unit. Oh, maybe we want to settle something up here since the Tree of the Fae is here. It adds Entwined Thrall, well, Entwined Protector, and Entwined Scourge to the Rally of Lieges. +2 mana, +2 knowledge for Forester and City Domain. Now let's build an outpost like right where the monster den used to be. And pick up impressment that'll save us a bit of gold. I have no idea if... Okay, good. We did get the 5 population before... Or we started building the communal tent. Let's see. Seer Hall is boosted. Arcane Battlement still needs 8. Needs a conduit. Archer Battlements is boosted. Shrine is boosted. Blacksmith needs a second quarry. Probably either quarry, conduit, mine, forester, or farm. You've got the option to build a conduit here. Build a mine there, or a forester there, or quarry there. Alright, so let's see, we've got 1, 2, 3. Got 3 things that want to onto a second farm. 1 thing that wants a conduit. 1 thing that wants a mine. And 1 thing that wants a mason, I think. Well, quarry. It's a blacksmith that wants a second quarry, so let's go farm, I guess. In fact, here's a spot that can only create farms. Probably have something, standing guard, and rot stake. Oh, okay. Hey, we now have enough general affinity to get excavation, but to Pact of Loyalty, the Free City shares its vision. Free City allows building on unclaimed provinces, contributes 2 to the Rally of Lieges. Will reinforce in combat against marauders and rulers of free cities at war with. I will be right back. Hey, OBS had an error while I was gone. But hey, at least it happened during a BRB and not, while I was doing something. Fireborn Hunt. Chief our Bone Mauler solemnly greets you. Majestic does the silent death. Fangvale cordially invites you to join the ceremonial hunt of the Pyreborn Carrion Bird. Once every decade, our finest hunters ride out in search of the Pyreborn Carrion Bird. We cull every creature we find and collect it as the meat for the glory of Fangvale until we finally catch that flame-infused carrion bird. You grant us tremendous honor by joining us. Will you send a hunting party to Fangvale and join their hunt for the elusive Pyreborn carrion bird? Yeah, sure. I've got 25 turns. Got 25 turns to do that. And they're right over there. Yeah, alright, so that's the ground passage. Orders required from that. I'm gonna have it stand guard. And I'm still not entirely sure if Prez has to stay where the outpost is being founded until it's done being founded. Right, so now we can in 2 turns turns we can do that. Have this be a proper city. I guess really doesn't have to become a city in order to. Well met, Chaos Prince Cruz. That's a silent death. I am Fleet Captain Logar, the ship Scourge. Prove your strength to me and we may conquer this realm together. Accept the gesture of goodwill, Cruz, the silent death. Thank you. Looks like we're finding plenty of lizards. This apparently is a distant claim of Logar's. It's another gold ancient wonder. Although apparently it just offers the same name of. Oh, okay. I guess. Guess they procedurally generate ancient wonder names because these are apparently the same thing. Scripture describes how the first elves visited all worlds to see them in with life. They have the magnificent tree. He stands as a testament to that age. It is said that the souls of these first ones still reside within it, sometimes manifesting themselves as the entwined and eternally bound to protect its growth. Worlds within the material worlds embedded within the astral sea. They're the places where mortal races thrive and build their empires, and where their ground plots of the past and coming ages unfold. According to ancient knowledge, the worlds were drawn from the well by the Allfather, after which dragons shaped them and giants refined them. Through the ages, the worlds and their distinguished realms have been altered and reshaped by various factions and forces, making each uniquely distinct and named in terms of the lay of the land, creatures, and people living there, but also the abundance of magic and its representing affinities. Yeah, that tracks with what I read about the lore. It grants enchanted units 20% plus 20% experience from combat, resurgence if they are tier 1 or 2, making them come back to life if they die in combat where their enemy was victorious. Or where their army was victorious. Yeah, we've got some stuff with Evolve. Blacksmith wants another quarry. Caltra Upstash wants a mine. And Granary wants another forester. And Arcane Battlements wants That's a conduit. Let's see. Don't think we're using any magic attacks particularly, so I think we'd probably go granary means think of another forester. You don't want to set up there because that would further crowd out of this outpost. Unless they want to purely expand it in northwards, it's there. Because you just build another forester right there, so that we can. I guess let's queue up the shrine and any of the archer battlements.
Without walls and garrisons, your cities are vulnerable. Be sure to maintain your defenses and keep an army ready to guard the wall.
I also want to bolster the defenses a little bit. Meeting hostile gore pit. Chief his Chip Warclaw of the Free City Gore Pit greets you with hostility. We rodent warriors of Gore Pit will fight for our freedom and stand against anyone who threatens our free city. Even when they're led by a chaos prince like you, the blood of invaders, thieves, and spies will nourish the fields. You're at war with Gore Pit. Just immediately. Like, not even giving me a chance. Like, that's entirely just Gore Pit being Gore Pit, I guess. That's because... And let's get Draconic Vitality up and running. Here's those 3 enemies at the target of our quest.
This is a ranged unit.
I don't need you to explain to me what ranged units are. Like, functionally, I've had a ranged unit since the very beginning. Because, I chose to use a bow. It looks like Krez's old tactic of just sending off flying units also isn't gonna work anymore because like even without them visibly descending at the end of their turn, flying units can just be targeted by any unit, as far as I can tell. Oh, and there goes. Yeah, you see, yeah, in previous Age of Wonders, you couldn't just do that. Uh-oh, is this a display driver thing? I just. Well, Windows made a noise. But I'm not seeing what it is that made the noise. So this is fun. For a second, I thought maybe something that something that popped up underneath Age of Wonders, but no. And this seems to be it just momentarily not responding. This is not crash. Edge necessarily. If it can manage to recover from whatever's going wrong with it, then maybe I don't have to restart the game. Which honestly I probably won't even restart the game. Like I'm like, if the game crashes here, I might just do something else for the next like 45 minutes. I'm not counting that as a crash because I did just this in the task because it wasn't responding, it was frozen, so I'm hoping that just by closing and restarting the game, it'll be a little bit faster. Jeff, I feel like he didn't have these issues before. So, maybe there's some. There may very well be some hot fixes or something. Waiting for the Wyvern patch edge coming down the pipeline. Because unfortunately you can't really expect perfection from a game that just came out, even if it's just a DLC for a game. But you've also got to hope that it was at least stable more often than not. Because if a DLC introduces his new bugs, then that kind of puts a damper on the big release. Which I mean, kind of goes for the base game too. Like I would say probably even more so since and with the if it's an error in the base game, then new people haven't even gotten a chance to enjoy the game yet. At least if it's a DLC, brings the error, then the Pyreborn hunt. After slaying the Pyreborn carrion bird, you hear the distant horns of Fangvale. The hunt is over. It's not long before Lord Chiefess or Bone Mauler approaches you. She bows deeply. The Pyreborn carrion bird is slain. May the great hunter press the silent death. As the usher her in glory to our great Fangvale. The minstrels and or Bone Mauler's entourage sing a short ballad of triumph. The hunters gather every animal killed in the hunt, forming an irrespectable mountain of game. You don't match us, as our Bone Mauler declares. As slayer of our venerable quarry, you are the first to claim your prize. So you can claim the meat, eat it, eat the pelts, enlist the hunters. Let's mount the head. Because we could use some Imperium. So now we can turn this outpost into a proper city. Has leveled up. So now we could go for archery. For archery 2. Or pick up something from a different category. Let's see, we've got, for instance, Restore, or Inspiring Leader, or Vigor 1. Yeah, let's go for archery because for one thing, that gets us closer to killing momentum. It looks like we can only go up to archery 2. So maybe next time we go for maybe Eagle Eye. Yeah, because that's grants physical range attacks +1 range and +1% accuracy, but that requires you to get another warfare skill. So I guess probably defense is what we'll go for next. Next for our Chaos Prince. And we've got a new Empire development skill available. We can pick up battlefield looting. Grim entertainment. Before negotiations with Thingvale resume, Marbone Mauler greets you. She is flanked by two guards holding a malnourished man in chains. Marbone Mauler bares her teeth with an unsettling grin. To honor your might, I offer you this gift for our mutual entertainment. We caught this miscreant in trespassing in my private forest. Prisoner scoffs and prepares to object, but a quick big punch to the gut from the chief just knocks the wind out of him. The fire in his eyes, however, remains. Marbone Muller's eyes meet yours in sinister anticipation. This prisoner's fate is yours to decide, O Chaos Prince. We can release him, but that would mean losing allegiance. And you can go for greetings, unfortunate trespasser. You decide which foot stays attached. Which means I will slip further towards evil. But gain 6 allegiance. Sacrificing him in Urath's name. Who's Urath? This outcome is so predictable. True entertainment comes from chaos. I don't know if I want to go the 50-50 route. Yeah, let's sacrifice him in Urath's name, I guess. Not entirely sure who Urath is. What? Why are you being an asshole now? Oh, no, Logar? Oh, is it because it's because I have good relations with free cities, I guess. Now I can have my first hero. You've got plenty of money. You go for Kurlash Bone Mauler, who's a censor. Gur Bone Mauler, who is a resistant duelist. There's a Chama the Vicious. There's an Astral Adept. Or Okra the Arrow Slinger, who is a pioneer. I mean, clearly we're getting Okrad. Because, you know, another arrow lizard. Alright, so let's see, over here we can here we've got the option for either a forester, a quarry, maybe a conduit, a research post, a farm. Let's see what was most useful. Forester, Her forester, her quarry, forester, farm, and farm. So looks like forester is most useful right now. Might as well go for the spot that can only be used for a forester. Then we can hop on the palisade walls and storehouse and the battle ritual site. And Okrud will be the governor. I guess he's got a... I guess we've got to fight for this before we can annex it. Rapid evolution is researched. Start in on researching slither hatchling. And now all of the reptilian survivors gain +3 hit points per unit rank. Getting from Draconic Vitality. New rally has started. Featuring literally just the same kind of units that we've been getting this entire time. Yeah, let's recruit them all to our throne city. Orders required. Allow me to introduce myself. I'm Queen Reina, the Golden of the Cursed Toadlings. Let's hope of this realm is big enough for all of us. Sure, you can have a welcome gift. A competitive merchant. Likes empires with a stronger economy, empires of trade. Dislikes empires without relationships with free cities, and empires that break treaties. What is this place? Arcanium ore. Scaffold can annex another province. And let's see. Most useful will be a quarry, second forester, quarry, a farm or a farm. It's a toss up between farms and quarries. Let's go for probably the farm. I mean, we can just put it over there. Oh wow, Reina's only level 2. Probably also, have somebody standing guard over this place. He's at least until we can get the walls built. I think I might just auto combat this. Victory, no losses. That's on our side, and we got Visor, Farsight, and some mana. Like Ring of Escape. It's very fitting for Kruz. And when this unit's hit points are reduced to 0, it is displaced by 3 hexes and it heals 15 temporary hit points. Works once per battle. That is absolutely a Kruz move. And we've also got Visor, Farsight, so buff to defense. Let's pick up this mana stash here. You should probably have, Okra that actually, in the city that he governs. Much as I don't think that actually it has any effect. I think this might actually be the coast here. Or at least once was a coast. Right, Rotstake can annex another province. We could use another quarry. Maybe for the blacksmith, a mine for the Caltrop stash. And that's... Oh, and... Or a quarry for the mana obelisk. Okay, so we can build a quarry over here. Let's say we go for the Wizard Tower Foundation. Then probably the granary. Maybe the blacksmith. And the stonemason. Oh, and the tavern would probably actually be super useful. We'll bump that up to right after the Wizard Tower Foundation. Since the city is looking a little unstable. Spells ready to cast. Rapid Evolution. Yeah, let's go for that. Yeah, we've got the mana for it. We have not explored the underground at all. Yeah, I think I might actually just enable auto explore. Or at this point. Right now we get our second tome. It kind of took some time to plan out Kruz's tomes. Let me just pull up the document I made. It looks like they know down a horde or evocation. And evocation this off of lightning. I think Cross has used chain lightning on occasion. And Horde is useful for... I think I'll go... Evocation.
Just as you may effectively utilize the protective potential of magic, it follows that you can employ it in a more devastating fashion in order to visit harm onto your foes. The thunder and the fury of the skies is at your disposal if you prove yourself worthy. Its tempestuous, destructive force is a perfect tool for blasting apart your...
Dang, I went to maybe turn up the volume a little bit to hit on the capture and ended up cutting out the last part of that dialogue. Or you can go for Fulmination, Lightning Blades, or summon Lesser Storm Sphere. Let's go Fulmination. And we can now start producing Furies and War Shamans. Yeah, Furies, these do stuff with the arrows. Let's make some of them. Right, and Scaffold can already annex another province because they're governed by a pioneer. They're getting ridiculous as amounts of food for such a small city. Yes, let's see. Build a conduit, and a research post. See, this requires a Quarry and Forester. So let's see, that would be Quarry, second Forester, or Quarry. Looks like we're going Quarry on this one. Alright, now we've got Rapid Evolution for all of our Evolve units. So it's the expanded governance. Well, we don't need to expand our governance because we're already under the city cap. I guess we go Soul Tenders. There's for even more food. Free city can be integrated. Oh, okay, we need to wait a couple turns and so that we can gain our Imperium back. A new contender for power in this realm appears before me. Tell me, Chaos Prince Cruz, as silent death, are you a master or a pawn? Necron greets you cautiously. How do you greet Arclich Necron the Risen? Threateningly, because Cruz does not like the undead. Perhaps insults are to be expected from a Chaos Prince such as you. Make no mistake, You will pay for addressing me like this. A distinguished envoy of the reptilian survivors whose council appears before you. After the required formalities, he states his business. Your Eminence, you know us as reptilian survivors as a proud and illustrious people. We seek to elevate ourselves from the worldly muck of this realm. The envoy smirks. We wish to better understand the ways of magic. Over time, we even might augment our kin with the powerful flows of the astral sea. We support our quest to grow closer to the magic currents, and as we kindly request you construct more conduits. And yeah, I'll see about building some conduits. I consider you my friend, Chaos Prince Kruz the Silent Death. Together we shall prosper. I think it's gonna. Let's have this. Hold on, I need to separate out this unit so the entire group doesn't go auto exploring. Meeting Apprehensive Vortex. Seer Scriva Crystallis of the Free City of Vortex greets you nervously as if they might invoke your wrath at any given moment. Well met, Crucius of the Silent and Death. We mystical felines of Vortex have heard many stories about the torment of shadows those you went through and the power you wield. We hate to imagine what you forsook to earn it. Hopefully you will curb your potential power-hungry tendencies as you make your way through these lanes. Give Scriva Chrysalis as one of your Whispering Stones to start negotiations and gradually improve their allegiance with you. I guess some of our scouts are exploring underground now. Yeah, we don't have a Whispering Stone available at the moment, so... But we should have one soon. Once we're able to integrate Fangvale. I guess we started in on the crypts and the prison cells. Also after we get through the rest of the queue. Meeting hostile seat above all. Magistrate Erdis Starsinger of the Free City, seat above all. I'll greet you with hostility. We Talpid diplomats of seat above all will fight for our freedom and stand against anyone who threatens our free city. Even when they're led by a chaos prince like you. The blood of invaders, thieves, and spies will nourish the fields. You're at war with seat above all. So There's also an enchanted den over here. You know, maybe we want to consider, you know, mounting a force to conquer some of these cities that are just randomly deciding, no, we don't like you. But you know, over here, you know, there's gore pit over there, but you know, that's a little far away from our everything thing, and you know, we might as well just let Logar have it. He's probably gonna end up taking it from us anyway. Hey, if a war breaks out, and Scaffold can annex yet another province because they're getting so much food. Like they're literally getting more food than the capital is. Right? We might as well just build the conduit to get started on that quest. Yeah, I think maybe we might consider launching a siege. I think I'll go a little extra long tonight, to make up for the tech stuff and the uh and the slightly long BRB. Reptilian survivors of Fangvale have accepted Hideos or Chaos Prince and welcome a new age under government. From this day forward, you direct Fangvale's development. Reptilian survivors merely produce whatever you request and settle on the provinces you prefer. You may assign one of your heroes as its governor to change the effectiveness of your resource production. Lastly, the city depends on you to defend bountiful Fangvale when pillagers appear. Reptilian survivors of Fangvale gather to dutifully hear the first orders of their new Chaos Prince. But we might as well keep Mar in charge of Fangvale. Let's see. They don't even have a wall. But then again, they also don't have a forester yet, so it's now the palisade walls will be boosted. And let's see. Okay, we need the communal tent in order to be able to build a tavern in order to try and get that stability up. And since all units other than Nenmar herself just kind of vanish, I guess we'll just produce some units to help defend the city if something happens. Right, learn Fulmination. And lightning focus makes base magic attacks of enchanted units. We don't have any magic units. We do have a support unit though. Can also give our scouts very fast movement. Let's go for that. Start summoning a wormling. I consider you my friend, and Chaos Prince Kruz the Silent Death. Together we shall prosper. No. No, I don't want your friendship. And if I want you to go back to the grave where you belong. And we have to build conduits. And specifically, this conduit doesn't count. No, because we didn't build it ourselves. For movement. Well met, Chaos Prince Kruz, the Silent Death. I am Grand Devourer Rekshagi. Prove your strength to me, and we may yet conquer this realm together. Let's see. He can annex another province. Yeah, might as well go for the conduit. And to progress on that quest. And summon a wormling. Lure of the Horde. When you win in a battle, you have a 25% chance of gaining a tier 1 unit that can be produced in a city. Right of War. Instantly summon a bandit army under your control and hold your throne city. We've got to save up some Imperium first. Yeah, sure, I'll form a Wizard's Bond with Reyna. Which Mara is apparently level 5. Chiefess Chip Warclaw of Gorpet offers her aid during her war with during her war with Gorpet. War is truly a trying time, Great Kruz the Silent Death, is it not? We humbly, with only the tiniest vestige of self-interest, offer you what aid we have available, for an equally humble price, of course. Whereas the people of Gorpet offer aid for gold in your war against Gorpet. We can buy troops from Gorpet if we had the 203 gold. We could spend Imperium instead. We could spend 65 Imperium instead. I mean, it's funny, but it's not the most it's not really the best strategic option. So I'm just gonna reject the offer. Because we kind of need our Imperium. Oh, now I've got the option to get a unit that could benefit from something that affects battle mages. Yeah, let's learn how to produce an invoker. Scaffold can annex yet another province. And let's see, there's nowhere we can produce a conduit, so I don't really know what would be best for them to annex. Yeah, let's just build an. Oh, we could see maybe. See, market wants 2 farms. Stonemason wants 2 farms. Arms Armory wants 2 quarries. Only got Forester a farm, Armor Quarry. And so the Academy wants 2 quarries and a Forester. The Mana Obelisk wants 2 quarries. So I guess let's go quarry. Message received. Will consider your course of action deeply unwise. It's gross. That's especially if you want to avoid vexing me. Well, I mean, I had a free city that I had good relations with, but then they became mine. So yes. I guess we give a Whispering Stone to Vortex just to keep our one friend happy. Oh, you're approaching me. That is the worst thing you could do. Like you are going to regret approaching me with just yourself and 2 groups of archers. Yeah, this guy's gonna just be like immortalized as a martyr or for the cause. You see, he valiantly strode out into battle with only. He valiantly strode out against the invading force, or with only his most trusted dusk hunters with him. But unfortunately for him, war does not, you know, bravery is not enough in war. You also have to be reasonably intelligent. And, you know, no, this is not the intelligent action. Even though, you know, he was able to summon this worm to try and help him out. But you know, he's also very, like, extremely outnumbered. They're like, this is just gonna be a slaughter. Either the game doesn't crash. Yes, it will be. And, you know, it's not responding. I guess we just rely on the autosave again. You know, fortunately, you can autosave in the midst of combat. But you know, it's still rather annoying. Especially, you know, when you have to start your turn over entirely. I guess we're just doing all that again. And because this game has just decided, nah, I don't feel like making properly right now. Even after you install all fresh drivers for your graphics card, or to make sure that I work, I'm still just not going to. For who knows what reason. And at this point, because it's not giving me any error messages. This is just kind of freezing up. And I didn't even cast my fulmination because I have to do the entire turn over again. Which means I have to cast fulmination again. Oh, that was quite impressive, although it mostly hit your own guys. Shoot bow with the worm. Really? And again, it's not giving me any error message to work with. So I think that's just where I'm gonna call it tonight. We can just resume that fight. No, no, I want to finish this fight at least. I'm gonna finish this fight, then I'm gonna call it a night. Let's just hope that doesn't mean multiple hours. Hey, and we finished a turn. Right, the worm is dead. And so these archers probably. Yep. That just leaves his hero. Here's Star Singer. Really? And and that's not even saying it's not responding. It's just frozen. Yep, now it's not responding. Yeah, if I get the feeling that I'm gonna regret my being so determined to finish this fight. He's like, now I have to kill this worm again. Actually, I can cast Fulmination again. Maybe that will help. Maybe that'll have some impact on whatever's causing the crash. Actually, I guess I could just start doing more quick saves. particularly in the context of manual combat. Which is usually, in my opinion, one of the best parts. Because, you know, that's the time when you actually get to see your army marching out into battle. But, you know, you've got to wonder if it's worth it if it keeps crashing. Okay, Zed. Alright, so that's that battle finished. So yeah, that... So yeah, that's gonna be where I'm gonna call it. And in the meantime, and I think next stream, you know, on Thursday will probably be here on Twitch with Sims 3 to partly just to give me time to figure out why this is a problem. Because I thought it was the drivers, you know, the game was telling me it was the drivers, but now the drivers have been fixed. It's no longer telling me it's the drivers, but the crashes are still happening. Plus, you know, they'll give the devs, you know, if it's something with if it's something wrong with the game itself, it'll give the devs, you know, over a week to fix it. Because the next Age of Wonders stream that I'm planning on doing will be next Thursday. Yeah, I only did this today because launch day. Hey, for the new DLC. But thank you to everyone who stopped by tonight. Let me see who I can raid. Let's see. So there's a couple options in the actual all Age of Wonders 4 category. Let's check the LGBT plus tag. Since, you know, it is Pride Month. For the next 9 days. I guess really 10. Yeah, unfortunately, there's not really like a centralized tag anymore because of the way Twitch changed the tag system. And it seems like I'm having some other errors as my main monitor that I'm viewing Twitch on just randomly went dark. So that's fun. Maybe I did need to restart my computer, or after installing those 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 drivers. Let's see. I think I'll just rate somebody from the Age of Wonders 4 category.